or what we're talking about.
Well, listen, you know me and Justin Bug.
Just keep us moving, right?
Yeah, you got to keep us together. And this is the Heavyset Podcast. I'm recording, by the way.
Oh, hey everybody.
Hey guys, this is Justin and my brothers.
The J-Bug show with his brothers.
And all the rest.
Yeah, with Justy Bug and all the rest. Hey, what's up?
So, for those of you who don't know, first time on video, old Rye Buns has returned.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
One of the founding members of the Heavyset Podcast.
Well, one of two. I guess three if you count J-Bug. I'm about to say, it is really good to be back. I hated that I missed the last few, but I've been listening to it. You guys have been doing a great job anyway. Oh, they've been really funny, pretty hilarious. So
Sweet lies.
Have we really? Does it meet your approval?
I missed the hypotheticals. I look forward to that every episode. I'm like, surely they'll bring it out.
Well, the only hypotheticals that I come up with are extremely dirty, and I've taken the Justy Bug, and I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm flipping through the book.
A big book of dirty hypotheticals.
He's like, I don't know if we can use these. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I have not seen you it's been a long time since I've seen you. It feels like a long time.
I tell you what, I saw you coming a mile away because you are radiating heat off that red face you got. Man, how'd you get so burnt?
Well, you know me.
Oh yeah,
Never wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
Stuck it to my face to a frying pan.
Yeah, I went down to the river yesterday, and I told myself I wasn't going to be down there for very long, and I was like, should you put on sunscreen? It's a guy. Well, you're not going to be out here for much longer. I don't think I had it. I'm pretty sure I'm out of sunscreen anyway.
How long were you out there?
3 hours. 4.
Okay, but you gotta.
Not going to be out there long.
You gotta remember this. He's a hawthorn. If any of us are out in the sun more than 5 minutes, we're gonna be like 3rd-degree burnt.
I mean,
That's how we are.
I'm as white as a ghost, and as soon as I left there, I knew I made a grave mistake. Because I came in here, my face was as red as a tomato, and
Yeah.
I can just feel the heat just pouring off of me in my face right now. Just ugh.
Just so y'all know, Chris was trying to get the technical side of everything lined out, working on his laptop. I sat down, I was like, why is your face so red? He shushed me. He said, no, save it for the podcast. Like,
Me and
okay.
Justy Bug have learned anything. Like, I was like, no, let's not talk about it yet. Let's not ruin it. Let's just talk about it on the podcast.
Save all the chit chat and catching up for the podcast, so we actually have something to talk about.
Yeah, whether it's good or not, it's one thing.
How'd you get those blood stains on your shirt? No. Saving it for the podcast. Well, since I'm back on this episode at least, there's going to be hypotheticals. There's going to be a food review, as I love doing those. So if everybody likes those, then they'll like this episode, hopefully. Otherwise, next week I probably won't be on, so it'll be okay.
There's also going to be massive manly beards on this podcast.
Yeah.
Great, I'm jealous of that beard.
Are you?
Yeah.
About to say, I'm growing it for Caitlin. She likes it. I personally, I think it's too hot for it, personally.
A little toasty out there.
It's pretty warm.
I always keep mine trimmed kind of short during the summer, and my hair trimmed short during the summer. It's way too hot where we work.
Caitlin likes for my hair to be longer, and basically our compromise is I keep this up here really short, and she's just good with it, and I'll grow this for her, and that's our compromise.
Hell yeah. So what's it? So are you in there? So you kind of, I guess you're not technically a newlywed, but kind of, sort of. So are you already sleeping on the couch?
Since the last time.
Are you in the doghouse?
I'm already, yeah. Don't tell anybody. It's not going too well. No, I'm
We're
joking.
already having troubles.
We are joking. Everything is great. I guess since the last time I was on the podcast, which was last October, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got married. I moved. And I got a new job. But I guess that's all going well. Everything is good. I really can't complain. I'm pretty happy. I'm happy with my everything, really.
I would have loved it.
Wish my job was easier.
Yeah.
Besides that.
I would have loved it if you just would have just went on this huge rant. Like, I'm telling you, don't do it. It's a trap, everybody. It's a trap.
Don't get married. No.
Good thing she's not a listener.
Yeah, she will be for this one. Everybody be sending it to her inbox like, what's going on? Just listen to the first 5 minutes.
Okay, so what in the hell are we going to talk about today?
You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about your crack.
My crack?
Well, not just yours, also his.
Ugh.
They're disgusting. And so is mine. Guys, I don't know if y'all are aware, but there's a product out there that's toting itself as deodorant for your crack. And I'm not making this up. I was watching TV one night. This, I think, was last year. As you know, I see stuff. I'll make a little note on my phone or something if I want to talk about it.
This product doesn't even exist anymore. No. This is a brand new product for your crack.
It exists. Because these notes I have on it today, I took yesterday. Now, if anything, it has flourished since I first saw it. But what drew my attention to it is, well, first off, it's called Lume, Lume. And it's like a lotion. They also have just like a spread stick, like a normal stick of deodorant.
A spread stick.
I was thinking like, you get
like a roll on.
I was thinking, you know how you get those crackers with the cheese, with the little red stick.
You're just sliding up and down your crack
like a spackler crack. No,
I walk in on you just like.
What are you doing? Putting on some Lume.
Putting on some Lume.
Kind of.
Don't you know this thing's recently blown up in the last year?
But the reason it caught my attention was because it specifically touted itself as a deodorant product to keep your crack fresh. Okay, I see everybody looking. Now your curiosity is piqued.
Who's going around sniffing cracks?
Hey, everybody gets a bad case of swamp bug.
Hey,
we live in Arkansas.
You get down in life, J-Bug.
Yeah.
You sniff a few cracks.
So this is the research that I found. It is touting itself as a deodorant for your crack. It says on the website, it's the best solution for private part odor. Body odor is caused by bacteria eating your sweat. Now, this is all coming from their website. So what this does basically is stop the bacteria from eating your sweat so you don't have that body odor. But it goes on. It gets better. Like this bacteria can thrive in any crease tight enough to hold a pencil, including butt cracks.
What?
Okay, now this is what really got me, because now this is all coming. If you go to Lume's website, you can find all this information on there. It actually shows cartoons of a pencil in different crevices and saying this is what's great for this product, including man boobs. It specifically has a cartoon of a guy's jugs through a flannel shirt and he's holding a pencil underneath it. Now, of course, I'm looking at this being who I am and thinking this is a perfect product for me with my man jugs.
Did you order some?
I did not yet, but I'm considering it.
It's going to be one of those things is it's like, yeah, you're going to have it everywhere. You're going to have your crack, your ball sack, freaking your man jugs.
Oh, yeah. Well, it says it's for all those areas.
But
any crevice that can hold a pencil.
Is it like, I don't want this some gooey
I
all
think it's like, it's not like oily or greasy, but it's like basically like it goes on like a stick of deodorant. There you go.
Why can't we just use a stick of deodorant?
I don't know.
True.
I guess it doesn't work as well as Lume.
I mean, I've done that.
Hey, listen, you got to have respect for this product. They are out there saying, we're going to take care of your crack and your man breasts. I don't hear Degree or Speed Stick making those bold claims. That's all I'm saying. I respect Lume for saying, hey, we got your sack. We got it. It's all good.
Just pitching you you just in the bathroom, got one leg propped up, like,
You just going to town on yourself.
I smell good, but the actual deodorant stick itself, not so much.
What's all this ball sack hair stuck on this deodorant stick?
I thought that was toothpaste. I don't. Okay.
I mean, Ryan, it sounds like a great thing. I mean, order some, test it out, let us know how it goes, and then we'll take it from there.
I really think that should be a Heavyset review.
I will say it's better than baby. And baby powder's such a mess.
Dude, I'm not. I used to use Gold Bond, but nah, I'm passing on that now.
I mean, Gold Bond now, the body powder spray.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good stuff.
Sometimes I use friction stick, which is kind of like that.
Friction stick?
It's got a body.
You're disgusting.
Arm and Hammer friction stick. It's like a deodorant stick, but you rub it
Down there.
Yeah.
Hey,
Keep yourself from
what are you
chafing.
sliding through your crack over there? Take out that pencil.
Are you using
What is
it
It's
on your
friction
crack?
Stick.
No, I use it. My side areas down here.
Oh.
Keep me from chafing.
See, I got a big tub of diaper rash cream. I feel like that's the best thing for me.
I don't like
Anyway.
I don't like diaper rash cream because it's so thick and like sticks to your underwear, stuff like that. Like,
Well, you don't glob it on. It just
I
takes
like
a
to get
tiny
a pretty
bit.
thick layer.
Well, yeah, if you do a thick layer, well, you ain't making a peanut butter sandwich. I mean,
Making a peanut butter sandwich in my pants. But ooh,
dude, speaking of food, that actually does remind me of another story. If we're done talking about
I
cracks,
think we're done
done.
talking about cracks.
I do have a Taco Bell story I was going to throw out. This happened. This has just been like a month ago or something. But where I live at, there's 2 Taco Bells that are really close. One is actually really good, gets my order right the majority of the time. The other one is awful, terrible. Of course, for whatever weird reason, most of the time I go to the bad one. Just happens that way. And it's like I just don't learn my lesson. But about a month ago, I went to this Taco Bell and I ordered a deluxe box, a deluxe nacho fries box. Now, if anyone that's familiar with Taco Bell or this box, you know it comes with a Doritos Locos taco, which I love. If you never tried one, check them out. It's just a taco shell made out of Doritos, and I mean, it's normal taco besides that.
So self-explanatory.
Exactly. So anyway, I've learned my lesson with this Taco Bell. So when they give me my box, I don't even drive off before I check the contents inside. I look, everything's there except my Doritos Locos taco.
And this is the guy who used to yell at me for not checking the contents in the package before we drove off.
Exactly. But I stopped and checked. That's what I did it correctly. Chris would be like, yeah, your order's there. One time Chris told me my order was there in the bag. We got 10 miles down the road and not one thing was there of mine. It was all his. And this was 2 bags.
Hey, I knew I was filling all my items.
You're fine.
Ryan's
You're
rushing
fine.
me at the freaking window telling me to go. It's like, hurry up. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
give me some time. Like, it's all good.
There's a line wrapped around the store at that particular time. Now, this time I'm talking about, I'm the only customer there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't have my taco. So I pull around to the front. I go inside. And I'm like, hey. And it's taking me forever just to get service. Like, no one will come to the front. They finally do. I'm like, hey, you forgot my taco. I even took my receipt in with me, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, we're sorry. Probably another 5, and I'm not even, possibly 10 minutes later, and I'm not even joking. It was a while. They handed me a little bag,
Had your taco in it.
Yeah, so I took the bag. I went outside, but of course I'm thinking, wait, this Taco Bell's terrible. I open up the bag. It's got a burrito in it. And as you know, I love a good Doritos Locos taco. So
this leaves you enraged.
Yeah, I turn around and I go back in. And I'm like, I'm missing a taco, a Doritos Locos taco. Blah, blah, blah. That's what I want. That's what I didn't have. Here's my receipt, blah, blah. Anyway, I wait another 10 minutes, Chris. Is this story terrible? You're yawning? Sorry, I'm not entertaining you.
I haven't slept like in 3 days, so I'm really tired, but go ahead.
Well, Chris, they bring me another bag. I take it. I walk a couple steps away, a couple feet away. Of course, he hands it to me and then turns around and walks off immediately. And I look in the bag. It's got another burrito, the exact same type as the one they gave me before.
Was it a bean burrito or like? At least
I don't remember
big
exactly, but I think it's one of their $2 burritos. Like it was $2 burritos. They had one of
potato
those.
burrito.
May have been, but it was not a Doritos Locos taco. I go back for a third time, And this time I'm over it. It's almost just like I'm just wondering what they're going to do or give me. And I'm like, hey, I didn't get my taco. This is not what I'm supposed to get. I keep telling you guys.
Are you standing there with the 2 burritos?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have both of them because I never made it out to the car with the first one. I took it back in with me, and they just gave me the second one. I didn't even leave the store that time. Anyway, and I'm not making up any of this story. This is all true. This is the weirdest thing.
Why would you make this up?
Well, I'm talking about this next part. And to me, it's the oddest thing that's happened to me, probably at a fast food restaurant, especially in this situation. The dude walks over with a taco unwrapped.
Wait, in his bare hands?
In his bare. Now, in all fairness, he might have been wearing like food preparation gloves.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember. All I remember is he has a taco in his hand, no wrapper, no bag. He's just handing me a taco with nothing on it. Like I live with him. Like we're having a little, little potluck around the table side at his house, and he made me a taco. I look at it. I just keep staring at it because it's honestly, it's taking me a minute to process what's wrong because my brain's telling me that ain't right.
Yeah.
This isn't right. Finally, I say to him, can I have a wrapper? He brings me a wrapper. He's like, oh, sorry. He brings me a wrapper, hands me the taco. I wrap it myself. I leave the store. Now, in all fairness, I left 2 burritos richer that I didn't pay for.
Silver lining.
But it just replaced that taco because I did not eat that taco. That taco, I was like, I don't know what's going on. For all I know, he was spitting in this.
Oh yeah, that I mean,
he didn't wrap it. It was a whole weird thing.
Yeah, there's something diabolical going on with that taco.
2 weeks later,
he rubbed it through his crack.
Yeah, this is my Lume.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I go back there. I go through the drive-thru yet again. They say, hey, welcome to Taco Bell. Can we take your order? I say, yeah, I think probably the same thing. A deluxe box. I said, you don't know what I order, that or off the dollar menu. Halfway through, the person stops me, says, I'm sorry, we can't take orders through the to-go speaker.
They just saw you pulling up. It's like,
I don't know. It's like, is the to-go speaker broken? They say no. That's it. I didn't ask any more questions. I just drove off, thinking to myself, I will never come back to this Taco Bell again.
They probably got a picture of you up in the back, like,
yeah, this guy's after free burritos.
Yeah,
he's running a whole Doritos Locos taco scheme on everybody. But I just thought that was so weird. And then when that happened with the drive-thru, it just brought me all back to that. And I was just like, I haven't been to that one since.
Here's my suggestion.
Yes.
Go to the other Taco Bell.
I'm always right around that one when I go. It's the one in Caddo Valley.
I assume because I go through there and I always go to the other one.
Yeah, the other one is much better. Hey, no offense to you people at the Caddo Valley one, but I've had some weird experiences at your store. Not blaming anybody specifically. It's odd.
I do the same thing every time I go, really any Taco Bell. Of course, I'm getting for a family of 4.
Oh, so everybody's very specific,
yeah,
I'm sure.
So you always got to like go through each item. This has lettuce on it. Wasn't supposed to have lettuce. Set it to the side. We're missing this. Put it, I got a list. I got to go back in and be like, I need this, and this. Okay. The one, most of the time it's pretty good, the ones around here.
Yeah.
But there's, the one in DeQueen was fairly new, and they messed up my order. I think they had forgotten something. Anyways, I went in. The lady's like, here, take these. And it was like 10 vouchers for free tacos.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty slick.
So I think somebody
cashed them in immediately.
You just take those all back and give me 10 tacos.
Just make a loop around.
I'm back, fellas.
So, I mean, she made it right with me.
I just see your son looking at you and being like, Dad, does this look like a cheesy gordita crunch to you? Take it back. Throwing it at the wall.
I do like it when fast food places or any place for that matter like takes care of you. You know, recognizes the mistake. Like, yeah, we effed up. Here's your 10 free tacos, or here's your 10 free milkshakes.
Yeah, I mean, it's always appreciated when there's any sort of acknowledgement that they messed up. I mean, period. It's like, even if it's just like an actual apology.
Because
I mean, I understand. I think people in general get it. I mean, you're there, you're especially like a Taco Bell where every order is potentially like 6 to 30 items. I mean, because it's just the nature of that fast food place.
Because you never know what someone's going through. Maybe they're having a horrible day.
They didn't know what I was going through. They gave me my horrible day. I just wanted a taco. They give me anything else. Chris, didn't you say you had
some fan mail?
A little fan mail for us?
Okay, boys. We got us some fan mail. First fan mail we had in a while. I've got to find it up though.
Nothing says powerhouse podcasting like dead air.
Okay. Yeah. All right, boys, I found it. Okay, this is a fan mail question sent in from our friend Philly Pie.
Fifi LaRoche.
A.K.A. Fifi LaRoche.
A.K.A. Arms.
A.K.A. Arms. A.K.A. Captain D. Now, okay. He's asking us.
I wasn't expecting that.
He is asking us. He goes, if you could have dinner with any two celebrities, one living, one dead, who would they be, and what would you cook them?
Man, that's pretty good. See, the dead one. There's so many dead celebrities I would love to have dinner with and talk to. That's tough. That's what makes it tough for me.
All right, I got mine, and this was a really tough one.
It really is.
Because I already know which dead celebrity you're going to pick.
I bet you. So I bet you don't.
Oh, well,
I'm torn between two. One is obvious to you. The other is probably not.
My two, John Candy, is the dead celebrity, and the one living celebrity would be Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson?
Oh, dude.
Oh, that's right. Why am I surprised? I forget. You have a crush on this chick.
I would shoot Ryan in both kneecaps to have one dinner date with Leah Thompson.
I don't get it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with Leah Thompson, but why, like, out of everybody, you're obsessed with Leah Thompson?
We've talked about this before.
I know we have. I'm just stating the fact.
When I was a kid, I was a big fan of watching Howard the Duck. And in that movie, we all know the scene where her and Howard the Duck get in bed and chum it up a little bit. And it's a little awkward. Why I was watching this as a kid, I don't know why.
This movie about a duck is getting hot.
But I'm going to tell you something. I love a chick who's just a cute chick who looks like she might live next door to you.
Might want to get freaky with a duck.
Maybe I might get into some duckyality from time to time.
Ducky shenanigans.
But Leah Thompson. But anyway, what I would cook her, I guess, and John,
What, one meal for both?
Yeah, I'm gonna cook them. I'm gonna cook us all. We're gonna be together.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like having a date with her and then a date with John Candy later.
Yeah, that's going to be awkward. You trying to put the moves on her and Candy's just sitting there.
He's like, hey, listen, I've been dead for 30 years. I've had a little attention over here.
Putting the moves on Candy. Hell, I might be putting the moves on Candy.
He's a very charming man in his movies.
I would cook him meatloaf.
Interesting.
Because everybody poo-poos meatloaf. But I'm like, no.
You're not going to poo-poo a crisp meatloaf.
I judge people on how they make their meatloaf because there's so many ways you can make it.
You got a world-famous meatloaf over there?
I've got a few ways I've made it. And then eating some meatloaf with Leah Thompson.
Nothing says I love you like a big slab of beef with ketchup on top.
Making a meatloaf in the shape of a heart.
There's nothing better in life than if you can get a cute chick to make you some meatloaf and the meatloaf's good. I can die happy, man.
They won your heart.
Yeah, well, that's what wins. Meatloaf is what wins me over.
What's gonna be like the side dish?
We have like some homemade mashed potatoes, maybe some garlic mashed potatoes.
Ooh,
maybe mac and cheese. If we're feeling a little dirty with it. A little bit of mac and cheese. I don't know. Probably about it. A biscuit.
A biscuit?
One biscuit.
I don't know.
Justin, you want to go next? You want me to?
I'll go next. The dead celebrity, I think I'd have to go with Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger.
Oh man,
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Like celebrity deaths, don't really faze me. But for whatever reason, I guess just because he's such a big part of my childhood, it made me just so sad when he passed away.
Yeah.
Especially with the way that he did pass away.
I'm not trying to get weird, but how did he? I can't remember.
He hung himself.
Okay. That's awful.
I remember when Justin told me about it. I remember I actually shed a few tears. I was just like, oh my gosh, because I follow that guy on social media all the time.
The thing is, he out of all those former Power Ranger actors, he seemed the most stable. Him and Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, just from what you see of him on social media.
Yeah, and he embraced being a Power Ranger and seemed really good with the fans and stuff. Seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah.
You never know what demons somebody's battling. I know that.
Yeah.
Who would be your live celebrity?
I don't. That's the one I'd have trouble with.
Have you got it yet?
I think it'd be Bill Murray.
That's another great pick.
Pretty good one.
I'm not even saying this. You guys both had great, with the exception of Leah Thompson. You both have great
You boys
picks.
are telling me right now, if Leah Thompson strode up here in a nightgown and she was like, hey, let's sit down and have some lunch, you wouldn't be like, hell yeah, let's sit down and let's get to know each other.
Well, as I've already pointed out, and I'm going to speak for him too, since we're married, I'm going to say no.
Okay, yeah, probably.
Since this is going on social media,
Yeah.
that's a safe bet. I bet I could read his mind. He wouldn't.
No.
Hell, I bet y'all's wives would sit down and eat dinner with her.
That's fine.
Anyway.
I just imagine her sitting down and looking at you and be like, why are you so red?
I love
Ain't got no sunscreen.
big
sweetheart.
red-headed guys and red-faced.
Oh man, I would just love to pick her brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
That's what you're picking.
She's so intelligent. I just love her.
I mean, got 'em. Oh, all right, we got to change the topic.
Okay. When I said I had it narrowed down to two, wait a second. What were you going to make them? I feel like we keep brushing past you.
Yeah. All about Chris and Leah Thompson.
My bad. That was my fault.
It's my fantasy crush.
Pizza.
Like a homemade pizza?
Yeah, homemade pizza.
What would the toppings be?
Meats.
Meats.
Like a meat.
All sorts of meats.
I'm feeling it. I think that's good. I was about to say Bill Murray seems like a pizza eating type of dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No, everybody likes pizza.
that's true. That's true.
Even bad pizza is still good pizza.
I agree with that. I love pizza. Okay,
I've had some pretty awful pizza, but
I narrowed it down to three immediately in my head, and two of them you knew, which was John Candy was one. I'm talking about dead celebrities. John Candy was one, and Chris Farley, who's probably who you thought I would say was the other one. But I'm not. Since you went with John Candy, that probably would be my number one. Also, I love his movies. You know, even John Hughes would make the short list. You know, because he's passed. I love. You know, he always did those movies with John Hughes. But at the end of the day, I think it would be Jim Varney, aka Ernest P. Worrell.
See, I thought you'd pick Harold Ramis.
Yeah, he's another. That's why I said the dead one is tough.
there's a lot of dead folks I love.
Well, I mean, I think about actors and stuff that I love that have passed away, and I'm like, man, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
It really is. But and see, I had for me the live one, I narrowed it down to two, and it was also difficult. But I don't know, those Ernest movies, I feel like Jim Varney never got the respect he deserved for playing that type of comedic role, playing the character so well that you start off in local commercials, and then you're making mass or released movies.
Yeah.
And your own TV series.
Yeah, the TV series, and it's like he just never really got the respect he deserved, and he just seemed like a cool guy, and I was love to actually talk to him about his career. I mean, it just, I think that'd be awesome. Moving on, though, I know I'm wasting a lot of time. For my live celebrity, it would probably be Steve Perry. For those who don't know, he's the former lead singer of Journey. And I love to talk to him just about, his career in general. But I love to talk to him one-on-one, or I guess, me, him, and Jim Varney. And just be like, in all seriousness, like, why will you not do another album of Journey? Like, no bull crap. Like, no, like, answer you're going to give a reporter or, someone interviewing you. What's the real reason? Just because I love Journey, it's my favorite band. And I would just really like to know, like, what real bad blood is there that he doesn't want to easily make a truckload of money and make music that, a ton of fans would go out and buy regardless.
Yeah, because, it'd be a huge deal if he was like, we're all coming back together, one last album.
Yeah, exactly. I would love it. I have been holding my breath hoping for that for years and years. Now, he had some solo stuff in 2019, I believe it was. That was great, but his solo stuff just is not the same as new music with Journey. And Journey's stuff is not the same as without him. It's just they need each other to be going full throttle. And I would make them breakfast food. I would do sausage bacon, homemade hash browns, biscuits, and white gravy.
No sausage?
I said sausage and bacon.
Why breakfast food?
Oh, and scrambled eggs, because I love breakfast. And I want to share my favorite meal with some of my favorite people, at least celebrity favorite people.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I love breakfast food. Oh, and did I say scrambled eggs? Definitely scrambled eggs.
I believe you did, probably 5 times. Scrambled eggs. Not to mention, did I tell you about scrambled eggs?
I'm a man.
Did I say scrambled eggs?
All right, you're a madman.
Your shirt's yellow. Reminds me of scrambled eggs.
I love eggs, especially when they're scrambled. Fried, I'm like Bubba Gump shrimp, but with eggs.
Eggs are good.
Deviled eggs, fried eggs, egg salad.
Sorry, this has been stuck in my head ever since you brought up Journey. Does Journey sing that song? Does it go, "Center my love"?
Nope.
Da, 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 da. What is that song?
Wait, you're saying "Send Her My Love"?
What is it? What's the right one?
"Send Her My Love."
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the song.
Yeah, it's off of Frontiers. Came out in 1983. To me, that might be my favorite ballad that Journey does. "Send Her My Love." Send her my love.
That's stuck in my head now. I need to listen to it.
That's a great song. Yeah, that's a good question.
Send Leah Thompson, my love.
Memories remain.
Try
Thompson, my love.
I baked just for you.
I like to thank Arms for sending us that question. I actually really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Fifi LaRoche, Philly Pie, or Captain D.
And now I want to bring up something that, Chris, you said, or you told me that you wanted to talk about. You said you wanted to reminisce about our summer vacation that our family went on back in 1998. Because it's connected to our main topic, which we haven't said yet. But yeah.
Well, listen, boys, 1998 was a wild time.
It was?
It was a wild time for us. I don't know how old I was a kid, but
I'm too lazy to do the math, but I was young.
But it's summer vacation. We probably covered this in the previous episode, I'm sure.
We have, but not with Justin.
Not with old J-Bug. J-Bug, what do you guys know? That was like probably one of the only really big summer vacations that we had went on. And we had went out to California and Nevada to see our family and stuff like that and seen crap along the way. But what do you guys remember from that trip?
I mean, when we talk summer vacations from our childhood, that was the summer vacation.
Yeah, we always did a little trip, something special every summer. It was usually just like a long weekend, or something like that. But yeah, that was the longest vacation, which I think we were actually gone for 2 weeks. I think that's the longest family vacation we did.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. That's the one I think of.
Spent a week in California and then spent a week in Reno, Nevada.
Yeah. Which we had probably thinking, what, your family like addicted to gambling? What's going on? But no, we had an aunt and uncle that lived in Reno, so we stayed with them.
And we had family that lived in California that we stayed with too.
But yeah, one thing that I remember is going to, was it Lake Tahoe?
Yeah.
I think it was Lake Tahoe, and doing like a little boat trip, little boat tour of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple things I remember from that. One, I had a really bad sunburn on top of my head, and it looked like I had horrific dandruff. Like I just had it looked like I had unchecked dandruff because my sunburn was so bad my head was peeling. Because I kept my hair much like now, just kept it real short. So I remember, I was a teenager at this point, and I was just really insecure about the top of my head peeling. So I felt like I looked awful. And I remember I tried to stand up real straight because I was still tall. I didn't want anybody to see the top of my head. And I didn't want to sit down because I knew people could see my head, and I thought they would call it out. You guys probably don't even remember that, do you?
No, I don't remember
you having bad.
It looked
I just
like
thought you had some really horrible dandruff.
Yeah, that's what it looked
yuck.
like. I'm like, man, this guy's got some horrible dandruff. It looked like. I also remember reading a pamphlet about that lake, and the pamphlet was like the water is 99.6% pure,
Yeah.
or something like that. And the only reason I remember that is because immediately after that was said, one of my uncles that was there said, "Oh yeah, but I bet the other 0.4% is some dude taking a leak in it." And he said this right after my cousin actually tasted the water.
Yeah.
He said it tasted bad.
Yeah, you squatted down and got him a drink from
Yeah.
the lake.
How's
You
that
gotta-
cup of whiz taste?
He got a big cup, and there's just all sorts of crap floating around in it. He's like, "Oh well, bottoms up."
I remember being on that boat. Of course, when you're a kid, you hate stuff like that because it's just like, I hate sitting in one spot. So I remember I just get up and wander off on the boat, like I tend to do in life.
Weren't we all afraid he was going to fall off the boat?
Yeah, everybody thought that I fell off the boat because I remember. I don't know why I did this, but like I went to some weird place in the boat and I was standing on the edge of it, but I was listening to this group of women talk, and they were telling stories about alligators. And I wasn't even with them, but I was just eavesdropping and listening to what they were talking about. So I just sat there forever, I was listening to all these crazy stories. Meanwhile, Dad and everybody's looking for me out there, thinking that I fell overboard.
I like how like nothing's changed. Like that was like what, like 25 years ago. And we were worried about Chris. Like Chris is gone. He must have fell off the boat. Like present day Chris, 25 years later, it's like, oh no, Chris is gone. He might have fell off the boat. But no, he just wandered off. It's okay.
I tend to wander off sometimes. I remember when he found me, he was like, "Oh, thank God." He's like, he would not like let me leave his side. He's like, "You're standing right here." He's like, "Don't go over to the edge."
You idiot.
Yeah, I remember that boat had like a glass bottom where you could go and, see stuff as we were traveling to and fro. That was cool.
Yeah, I don't even remember that. That sounds neat.
I do. I vaguely remember that. I remember like one of the glass bottom I remember was so green and slimy looking though.
You go over a dead body slowly. It's like, what the heck?
Oh my gosh, that's old Captain D.
We're watching it and we see Chris go by. There's Chris.
He's
See
swimming.
me in there?
He's like, he's tangled up in some coral or something. Or coral, like not the ocean. He's tangled up in some weeds, like fighting for his life. Oh my gosh!
Don't lean over the edge, boys. Don't do it.
Another thing I remember from that trip, or let's. I feel like I'm doing. You guys want to say something else, or?
Well, one thing I remember is our uncle had borrowed a van or a Suburban or some
I
vehicle.
think he rented it, but I might be wrong.
Anyways, it had a TV and VCR in it, and the only tape that they had was Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
And we were watching that constantly everywhere we went on this trip.
Someone get Poppins going. We're rolling out.
We just kept walking around. Mary Poppins.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
I do. I forgot all about that, but that's true. Good old VCR days.
Yeah.
Cassette tape. Another thing I remember, y'all remember going to the Ponderosa Ranch,
Yeah.
made famous by the TV show Bonanza?
Oh yeah, we drank some root beer in some old tin cups, like we was
I don't
slumming
remember.
up like we was common folk out there.
I don't even remember drinking the root beer in the tin cups. I figured we had like a sarsaparilla, something like that. But what I'll tell you what's sad is,
Whatever the hell's the same thing.
well, I'll tell you what's sad is, You know what I remember about going to Ponderosa Ranch? I remember the kids, and by kids I mean us and our cousin, not giving a crap about Ponderosa Ranch, and all we did the whole time was play this whack-a-mole game they had.
Yeah.
And we were beating the heck out of this machine.
Y'all had like 1,000 tickets.
Yeah, I remember we were, you're supposed to play the game with a little foam bat. They pop up. You're supposed to hit them. We were just putting in quarters, and then we were all just swapping with our hands at the moles, and they popped up. So we were just racking up all sorts of points because as soon as it started, they'd come up. We were just like ba 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 ba.
Yeah, there was like 5 of us surrounding it. Just
yeah, it looked like we were just beating the ever living crap out of this machine, like a little gang.
I remember. Of course, this is kind of, I guess, sounds kind of creepy of me, but I remember. But you kind of brought this up the other day, which reminded me of it. I remember before we left, and I was a kid, and I don't know how old I was, a little kid on this trip. But I remember I was like, I want to see a girl in a bikini.
Yeah.
At some point on this vacation. And I think on our way back, and the whole time everybody's always teasing me about it, making fun of me. And we pull up to one of our last hotel spots. There's a chick out there laid out in a bikini right where we parked at. Everybody's like, I think Dad or someone's like, where you go, Chris? Like, your dreams finally came true.
Chris, 5 years old, wishing for a girl in a bikini.
Chris took a good long look, then he leaned back and smoked a cigarette.
I was awestruck.
That was also the same trip where you're like, I'll have 6 cheeseburgers, please. And Dad's like, what?
Yeah, I remember being Dad going up there. He's like, he goes, what do you want? Like, tell him what you want, Chris. I'm like, okay, 6 cheeseburgers, please. He goes, all right, 6. He goes, wait, no, what? No. Like, you're not eating 6 cheeseburgers here. He's like, get 1. It's like, but Dad, I want 6. And I was like, one day I'll prove you wrong.
You showed him. And we also stopped, and our cousin panned for gold in a ditch outside the rest area. And our uncle was like, we're like, y'all ready to go on to the Ponderosa Ranch? My uncle was like, no, I think our cousin so-and-so, I think he's still out there panning for gold. We're like, okay.
He's panning for gold.
Remember, we also thought, this person we're talking about, which we will not name any names, but remember we stopped at that rest area to begin with because he had to use the bathroom.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he went to the bathroom and he was gone for like 30 minutes. And everybody's like, is he okay? We're going to make sure that the dude ain't been kidnapped. Then he reemerged right then. Like, oh, thank goodness he's all right. He was in there blowing it up, I guess.
I remember when we went to the movie theater and our cousin told you, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Don't leave without me.
Oh, dude, how did I forget about that?
Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah,
It's all good. It's all good.
2 hours later, everybody's like, hey, where's such and such at? Ryan's like, I don't know. I hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at either.
They go back to the theater and get him. We're both saying, Ryan, what the crap?
Like, me? Yeah, that's actually the best story from that vacation, and I completely forgot about it. Which we talked about it on the show before.
Yeah,
can't remember what episode it was, but we talked about it before. But that was so. I mean, it was terrible then, but to look back on, that is so hilarious. As he was like, what, maybe 14. Our cousin that got left, like he was in a state he'd never been in before. In a town he'd never been in before.
No cell phone.
This is before cell phones. Didn't know our aunt and uncle's last name because they had a different last name than him. So he just had nothing to go on. He just hanging out there for hours.
in a strange foreign land.
And it's just so sad because they're asking me. And I was like, I don't know where he's at. And he specifically sought me out, thinking Ryan is trustworthy.
Yeah.
Ryan's got my back.
Yeah. I probably was like, I got you, buddy. Where the van shows up, honks like, let's get the hell out of here. Jump on the van and roll out. Don't think a second about it.
And that's
Oh,
just
that's funny.
typical of you two. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll let everybody know. I'll tell them. Not a word's brought up. Y'all leave him. Did you honestly forget? I mean, what was your thought process?
I don't know. This is probably exactly what happened.
Knowing you, did you think like this is going to be hilarious?
No, I wouldn't have done that. Not at that age, anyway. But I'm sure he told me, and either I didn't really hear. You know, when someone talks to you, but you don't really hear what they say, but you're just like, yeah, you know, just kind of going with it.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what it was. Or he told me he had to go use the bathroom, and I'm like, okay, and it just, you know, in one ear, out the other, and just I was on, you know, I was a moron kid, moron teenager, just it left my mind, and I was just never thought nothing about it. As I legitly, like, if we had not seen him till the next day, I never would have even remembered. Because, you know, there was this big family trip, so there's lots of us. Ain't like it was us and like 3 other people. There's it's like our whole like mom's side of the family is there. Like, there's people everywhere, and it just I blinked and I let them down. Pretty bad. I let them down.
I also remember when we were waiting to get picked up, our other cousin was like climbing the wall of the movie theater.
Yeah.
Some guy that worked there just like stopped and like, aren't you a little old to be doing that?
Yeah, I guess I can't even think, but we were probably maybe like 15, 16.
Yeah,
somewhere
like
in
that.
there.
He was trying to scale the wall like Spider-Man.
I remember, you know, everything we've talked about has been from the Nevada part of that trip, but as far as like the California part, I just remember like in our downtime when we weren't doing anything, we were staying at our uncle and aunt's house there also on our dad's side. And I just remember us watching the first Wayne's World movie on a loop.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing we could all agree on.
Yeah.
Us and our cousins, and we just watched it over and over and over again, which I love that movie. But still, like, we probably watched it 30 times.
I remember wetting the bed a lot out there. Because I still had a horrible bedwetting problem.
Yeah. They were like washing that sleeping bag every day.
It's my sleeping bag.
Yeah, I was pissing in the sleeping bag.
I remember it was like a dark brown, and whenever we got home, it was like a discolored light brown color. Chris had done a number on it.
I was pissing that thing almost every other night.
That's what the thing had been washed more times, and then so like in the last 10 years I'd owned it up to that point. Like, man, it was never the same. It was like the person that's like a victim of a violent crime. There's never the same again. That's how my sleeping bag was. I tried to go comfort that sleeping bag, and he's like, "No, don't touch me."
I remember listening to like at every hotel stop. I remember like we would watch some like it was Unsolved Mysteries, and that show used to terrify me because I remember now I'm thinking like I'm safe in Arkansas where we're home, but now that I'm out here in the world, out here in the great beyond as a kid. And I'm hearing all these stories about these unsolved murders. And there I was like, I remember telling Dad, I was like, we better lock the doors at night. Because like we're out here in the vast open and I don't trust anything.
It was 5 minutes before Chris wandered off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so worried about disappearing. Doop-da-doop-da-doop-da-doop.
A butterfly.
And why they let me wander off? Like, I don't know.
Maybe they took their eyes off of you for 5 seconds to enjoy the vacation themselves. They thought, Chris won't just walk away.
Have me a little lollipop.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, like, I remember you telling me this. I told Ryan I was scared of the unsolved mystery guys who I haven't caught yet. Ryan's like, what do you think they're going to do? Stop here, knock on your door and ask you for directions? he's like, I think you're going to be okay.
Man, even then, I was hilarious.
But
any other memories of our vacation y'all want to throw out?
The Grand Canyon.
We stopped. We looked at it. We went and got something to drink. I don't remember us being there long at all.
I didn't appreciate it enough. I would like to go back now because when you're a kid, you're like, it's a cool hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not much else. And of course, when I was a kid, you always heard these stories of people riding donkeys down in the bottom. Of course, you don't realize what all that entails. So I just watched that Rugrat episode and got hooked. Like, yeah, let's ride donks to the bottom. Then I was like, found out that wasn't a real thing, or at least we weren't going to be doing that, and I was crushed.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, what, you telling me we ain't riding donkeys around here?
I agree with you. I think I would appreciate it a lot more now. And I would like to go back. But at the time, I remember I looked at it. I was like, man, this is a big canyon. And I was done.
Yeah, it's a grand.
I mean,
let's get back on the road.
we got there and just looked at it, and I was like, all right, let's go on continue our journey to California.
I'll tell you what, the Grand Canyon
Canyon and handstand
is a mysterious place, boys. There's a lot of mysteries around the Grand Canyon that I'm curious about, but we need to go back one of these days.
Do an investigation.
Do we a heavy-set investigation? It wouldn't last long.
I'm tired and hot.
Got rappelled down into the canyon. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Why can't we just take those stairs? No. You got to rappel down.
I think it's all the memories.
I mean, there's more, but I know we've talked about this vacation before, so I don't feel like just having to go full blown back into it again. But it was a good time, and I'm glad we made those memories. Definitely,
boys. Let's move on to our main topic.
Our main topic.
The main topic, which
okay, this main topic, I just want to say immediately was my idea. I thought it sounded good. I hope everybody agrees. But tonight we're going to talk about the summer of 1989. I'm pausing for gasps.
Huh?
And the reason is, when I think back to summertime as far as like entertainment goes.
What?
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Am I?
Whenever Ryan brought this up, I was either Ryan's like, you know what I want the main topic to be? I'm like, I go, what? He goes, the summer of 1989. I was laying in bed just like, okay.
Oh, he gave me the same response.
Yeah. I was born in 1993. Like, what do I remember about the summer of 89?
Yeah. You remember the movies?
Yeah, I was 2 at the time, so I kind of had the same thought. Like, I don't really remember the summer of 89.
You mother effers listen to me. I realized when I brought it up that Chris was not born and you were just a toddler. But I think you'll both have to agree with me that some of our favorite movies came out in the summer of 89. I mean, okay, for crying out loud, Justin, remember you got your first real 6-string, and remember you bought it at the 5 and dime. I remember you used to play that thing until your fingers bled. Now, that was the summer of 1989.
I'm not following you.
Summer of 89.
I remember you and some guy from school.
I was 2 years old.
He tried real hard.
He dreamed that it would last forever.
Okay, no, but seriously, like, people look back, especially in the 90s, early 2000s. Now it's almost like you have an oversaturation of movies in the summer. But in the 90s and the early 2000s, it's like everybody waited till that summer movie season to release a big blockbuster movie. And I feel like for us, the first summer in our lives, Chris, a few years afterwards, the first summer that really had a ton of great movies come out was 1989. I mean, if I had just had the movies from 1989 that came out in the summer months, I would be a happy camper. And I just wanted to rattle several of them off. They ain't even all of them, but
give us the highlights, Ron.
Okay. Summer of 1989. You had Batman with Jack Nicholson as Joker, Michael Keaton. That's a great movie. One of my favorite, might actually be my favorite Batman movie at this point. You had Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Now, I feel like I need to pause because the new Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny comes out in a week or so. Oh. But we've not really talked a lot about the Indiana Jones movies, but I am actually a big fan of those.
Michael Keaton just returned as Batman a couple of weekends ago.
That too. And he's currently making Beetlejuice 2 right now.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, so Batman and Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade, those movies were huge, enough right there to fill a summer. But wait, there is more. You had Back to the Future Part 2. Well, we all love the Back to the Future movies. Okay, without question here. Okay, Ghostbusters 2. That ties for, yeah, you're wearing a Ghostbusters shirt. It ties for number one with the first Ghostbusters as my favorite movies of all time. The very first movie I ever saw in theaters, summer of 1989. Mom and Dad took me to AMC Theater to see Ghostbusters 2. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I can't watch it now as an adult because the giant ant dies. And
spoiler alert.
Tugs on your heartstrings too much.
It tugs. Yeah, it didn't bother me as a kid. Now that I've lived some life, I can't watch the ant die. It makes me too sad because he just wanted to defend those kids against that scorpion. Moving on. I can't even talk about it. I feel myself getting upset. Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck came out in 89.
Yeah, okay.
Who doesn't love the John Candy, John Hughes classic, Uncle Buck?
I do love me some Uncle Buck.
Okay, and I feel like I need to also say The Burbs came out in 89.
Oh, man.
However, it was earlier in the year. I think it was February. But still,
The
fairly
Burbs
close.
alone's worth the year, boy.
The Burbs alone is worth the trip. Okay, Pet Cemetery.
Ooh.
I think Pet Cemetery,
I can't watch that movie.
I can't watch it.
It's hard for me to watch it. I think that might actually be my scariest movie of all time. But it's worth, yeah, Pet Cemetery. That movie freaks me out. But it came out in the summer of 1989. And there's another one, a cult classic that Justin will remember, Chris might, came out that same summer and changed the way we drank beer. Of course, I'm talking about Young Einstein.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
I've never seen that movie.
It's a Australian comedy, and the reason I bring up the beer is in this Australian comedy, the guy playing Albert Einstein, he becomes famous by putting bubbles into beer. It's just a ridiculous comedy, but we watched it a lot. It came on TV a lot when we were kids, and we watched it a lot. We had it on tape. Our mom taped it, I guess.
The only part of it I remember is him singing that song at the end.
Yeah, that homemade guitar he's got.
Yeah.
It's a real goofy movie, but guess what? It came out in the summer of 1989.
It's a good year, apparently.
And I feel like there's some honorable mentions here. Field of Dreams. Who don't like that movie?
If you build it, they will come, Justin.
Justin's like, I don't get
Have
it.
you seen it?
I actually have seen that.
Yeah, have you not seen that, Justin?
No, I've never seen it.
You've never seen
wait a
Field of
second.
Dreams?
Okay. Cancel the podcast.
You're giving me crap about not seeing all these movies. You never seen Field of Dreams.
Haven't seen one movie.
You
Yeah.
haven't.
You
seen
you haven't seen a ton of movies. It's not the same.
That's true.
Okay. I am honestly floored that you've never seen Field of Dreams. It's difficult for me to believe.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I don't think I've actually sat down and watched the whole thing.
It's a beautiful story, Justin.
Field of Dreams is one of those movies that I quickly forget how good it is, and every time I watch it, I'm like, man, that really is a great movie. It's just one of those movies.
It'll get you in touch with yourself.
Is it as good as Rookie of the Year?
Oh, it's better. It's much better.
I do like Rookie of the Year.
What a strange.
God knows it.
It's better. Field of Dreams is better, in my opinion. I mean, James Earl Jones, Kevin Costner, Amy Madigan.
A baseball field.
A baseball field.
You know how
out
I
in a
love baseball.
cornfield.
Justin's favorite pastime.
I feel like the listeners are going to back me up on this. Field of Dreams is a great movie. And guess what? It came out in the summer of 89. Turner and Hooch.
I can't watch it.
I can't watch it now
if the dog
because the dog
I
dies.
can't watch it.
Well, it's weird how my sensibilities have changed and shifted since I become an adult.
I just remember watching that movie a ton at Nana's house.
Yeah, our Nana. Nana had some VHS tapes. And I love Tom Hanks. He's my favorite actor.
Turner and Hooch and See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
And the dog, I'm going to go ahead and spoil this because I think people should know this going in. The dog gets killed by being shot with a shotgun. But he lives long enough to drag himself over, bite the bad guy on the leg so that Tom Hanks can overtake him and take the gun away and arrest him. And then he dies. It's a horrific scene to watch. It still affects me to this day. But it's weird because I could watch it when I was a kid. I can't even watch it now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I watched it.
Major League with Charlie Sheen, the Wild Thing.
Good.
Don't tell me you ain't
Never
seen it.
Major League either?
I've seen Major League.
Well, you didn't say nothing. It's like every movie I list off, your arms get a little more crossed, and you're like becoming like staunch.
That's because we're sick of listening to you.
You're like the preacher from Footloose. You're like, well, I'm not gonna watch that.
I'm over 89, right? I don't want to hear about 89. No more dancing.
Moving to 1990. Woo! Okay, what about Parenthood? This is a movie I actually like quite a bit.
This is the Steve Martin movie.
Steve Martin, Rick Moranis, who I love, and then all the rest, because I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Keanu Reeves is in this.
Oh, yeah.
But that's actually a funny comedy. It's a good movie. It's kind of underrated, in my opinion. But, I mean, of course, a lot more came out. But just those. Lethal Weapon 2. I actually like the Lethal Weapon movies quite a bit. All came out in the summer of 89. I just think it's crazy that we had a summer where so many great movies that I feel like I slowly need to start changing that to that so many great movies that I loved came out.
Right, I want to talk to you about 1976. The summer, particularly, not the 1976.
It was a hot one, Ryan. I don't know if you were there or not.
I was not born yet. Chris wasn't even a twinkle in anybody's eye at that point. And I've thrown out movies right now. You know what I've been saving back as just a little nugget, that little sweet nugget, that little dessert at the end after the movies are over. Justy Bug.
You started to gross me out.
The games.
What games?
Now, you may not have responded to the movies I listed, Chris, J-Bug, but I know that you're going to know these games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for NES.
Yeah.
How many hours have we spent playing that? Came out in the summer of 89.
Getting frustrated, dying in that damn level.
Yeah, over and over again.
The
repeatedly.
actual damn level, not the
damn level.
That damn level. Seriously, it was a damn. You're trying to like defuse bombs. You're swimming through all the electrified coral.
dying in that seaweed.
But you know what came out? What game came out in the arcades that year? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game.
Do love that game.
Yeah, that was released a year later for the Nintendo NES, and we were blown away by that game because we had never had a game up to that point where you could play two players at the same time. And that was like crazy for the time. And we love, me and Justin, Chris wasn't born yet, but me and OJ Bug loved it, played the heck out of that.
Yeah, because we're used to like Mario where you had to take turns. Even if you played two players, you still had to take turns.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget Batman on Nintendo NES. Remember, we enjoyed that game. Hard game, but a good game.
Game is really difficult.
One of my favorite Nintendo games of all time, DuckTales. I love that game. You're playing Scrooge McDuck, locating treasure. That's a fun game. It actually got a re-release a couple of years ago, but that came out that same year. And, of course, the cult classic, Fester's Quest on NES. I don't know how many hours we've spent repeatedly dying in that game over and over and over again.
Tough as nails. No idea what I was doing. But we would play that over and over and over.
You know, it's a different time. The early 90s or late 80s, just a different time where you could have a video game based on a minor character in a old, not forgotten, but an old TV series. It wasn't even like Gomez Adams. It was Uncle Fester.
It was before the movies in the 90s. I mean, those movies hadn't even came out yet.
Because that series got a revival in the 90s. But yeah, before that, you had Uncle Fester as the star of his own game. It's actually very strange if you think about it. And why we would even like rent it and play it. Like, oh, heck yeah, Uncle Fester. Oh, man, heck yeah, we got to play this.
I can't believe they actually brought this out.
I always said if I could meet him or Michael Jordan, I'd meet Fester. Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle. I feel like that's an underrated game. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that game too.
You're just playing Bugs Bunny. You're locating. You have to maneuver past all the bad guys, grab the keys, and unlock the doors to go to the next level. It's kind of like a puzzle game, but it's a lot of fun. Of course, there's a lot more other releases, but I just wanted to name some that I knew we played and played a lot. So I feel like between, and Chris, you're just going to have to trust me on this, between the movies and the games, just Ghostbusters, I feel like that was a big year. And let's not even forget the mega hit that was On Our Own by Bobby Brown.
Ooh.
That was 1989.
That for me is enough to sell 1989.
Now, I don't think we're known as R&B guys, but I'll be danged if I'm going to sit by and listen to someone badmouth Bobby Brown after he made On Our Own for the Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack. Because that is a phenomenal song. That's probably one of my favorite songs of all time.
Such a catchy song. Well, I guess we're gonna have to.
Anyway. I'm sorry.
If it's up to us, we've got to take control. We got. I don't even know if that's what they're saying.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Man, 1989 is a hell of a year. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't give a crap about anything you said until that final point you made, and that's what sold me on 1989.
Oh, what was the final point I made? That song?
Yeah.
You didn't care.
That tied it all together for him.
And a nice little
that put the bow on
that
it.
song being a mega hit in 1989 was the bow that tied everything else together.
Yeah. To me, I mean, Batman was just huge.
The Batman took over the world in that year. You couldn't walk 5 feet without seeing someone in a Batman t-shirt.
But the rest of it, yeah.
But the rest of it, you don't like Indiana Jones and Last Crusade?
Messing with you, Ryan.
It's good stuff.
Back to the Future 2.
I'm not like in love with 1989 like you are.
Back to the Future 2. Leah Thompson, I'm throwing you out. I have the biggest bone for you I can throw out to you. A Leah Thompson movie.
Which one is that?
Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah. I forget she's in
You know what's funny is everybody else knows Leah Thompson from Back to the Future. Chris knows her from Howard the Duck. She was in other films? I don't understand. Yes, Chris. A Leah Thompson movie. You telling me I've not sold you on 1989?
I'm sold enough on it. Why don't you just
I'm bringing sexy
drink
back.
your shake.
I'm bringing sexy back for you. With your Leah Thompson there.
Oh, man.
A Taco Bell drink. I talked bad about them. If people are just listening to the podcast, I'm drinking Mountain Dew Zero from Taco Bell.
But he just got
Give them another chance, folks.
Ryan believes in second chances.
I can believe in 14,000 chances as I keep going back for more.
Well, I guess that's about all we got to say about 1989. Then.
I just figured I thought when I came in with this idea for a subject, you would hoist me up on your shoulders and carry me out of the
Ryan's a genius. 89.
89.
Oh, Ryan comes in dancing, stomping his feet like he's the king of the damn lollipop guild. So excited about 1989.
I'm like, dang, there's a lot of meat on this bone. Might have to be a Summer of 89 part 2.
All I remember about 89 is walking around with my little overalls with my little ball cap on, not knowing what the heck was going on.
Not much has changed. I still don't know what's going on. I'm just winging it. I'm winging it through my entire life. That really was. I mean, Uncle Buck. I mean, I love a lot of those movies. I thought it was worth. I felt like 89, the summer of 89 specifically, just deserved a shout out.
Shout out to 89.
And I knew that's all I really wanted to do was give him a shout out. But if you guys have nothing else to say, then we can move on to the next thing.
What more is there to say about 1989?
I feel like I threw some great points and facts out for you.
He did a really good job.
Entertainment wise, hey, 89 was the cock of the walk.
We're all proud of you, Ryan.
Don't touch me. No. You know what, Chris? I am hot right now. You know what will cool me off? Some Doritos. I don't have a good segue.
You think I'm good? You
Nothing
hungry,
better-
Ryan?
Nothing better than on a hot day and then some salty snacks.
Hey, being braided about the main topic I brought to the table makes me hungry. How about some snacks? I wanted to do a review, a taste test. I always like doing those with you guys. I wanted to do something that was kind of summery, a good summertime thing to taste, to review.
That's a summary Doritos or a summary time?
Yes. Okay. When do you start grilling? When do you eat barbecue most? When do you grill outside most of the time? During the summer months.
Okay. It's fair.
What are... Okay, stick with me now. What are 2 condiments you normally have on the table?
Barbecue sauce.
And
Mayonnaise.
ketchup. Thank you, Justin.
And mustard.
Yes.
Oh, I get where you're going. I'm sorry.
Thank you. for being
Chris
on the
is
show.
like,
My
Chris
bad.
is like, relish?
No, I didn't know.
Hold on, I know I'm being loud. Anyway, for our summer show, or at least when I'm here, we're gonna try the sweet and tangy barbecue Doritos, tangy ketchup Doritos, and hot mustard Doritos.
Those sound disgusting.
Yeah, don't sound rough.
Let's start with the one that I believe we've all have tried before, but we're gonna try again.
Speaking of the mustard chips, you know how we tried the mustard ice cream?
Yes.
I saw that same brand. I saw a Hidden Valley Ranch ice cream.
Hidden Valley Ranch?
Ice cream.
Did you try it?
No, I didn't try
I
it.
should have grabbed it for the podcast.
Well, when I saw it, I don't think I realized we were recording one yet.
Yeah, the chips are the powder is dark. The chips are very dark.
Well,
Yeah, want me to start?
Take it away, Rye Buns.
I have tried these before. I've eaten probably a whole bag of these. But
Whole bag.
I think that this is one of my favorite alternative Dorito flavors. I really like this. I think it's good.
What do you mean by alternative?
When I think of Doritos, I really think of nacho cheese, not Cool Mint, but what's the
Ranch?
Cool Ranch?
Cool Mint Doritos.
Cool Ranch. And of course, my favorite Dorito, which is taco flavored. This would probably come third after taco and nacho cheese. I actually like this a lot. For me, this is 4 out of 5.
I think it tastes good. It reminds me of the barbecue Lay's potato chips. Maybe a little bit spicier.
Yeah. It has a good balanced flavor profile between spicy and sweet, I think.
I give it a 3.5.
And the smokiness comes through.
I mean, it's good. It's not one that I would
It tastes like a generic
like
barbecue
get.
sauce.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Boys. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5.
That's honestly better than I thought you'd give it.
It's good, but I wish there's something missing that I can't pinpoint. And maybe it is the generic barbecue sauce. But I'll tell you what I did with these the other day. I had like some sausage in here.
Wait, so you had these just the other day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had some sausage in here, had some baked beans, peppers and onions and stuff like that. And I grilled it all and put some barbecue sauce in it and made like a dip. And I dipped these bad boys in there.
How was that?
Pretty good. Pretty good, I'm not going to lie to you. But
I know. No, she said it. You just keep
Yeah,
going
I
back
like-
for more.
Chris gave it the lowest score. He hasn't stopped eating them since that bag came out. So I think it's safe. I think it's safe to say we all like those.
Yeah, they're good.
they're good.
Next up, I don't know if y'all can see that, but tangy ketchup.
These don't sound good.
Oh, that smells like tomato ketchup. I will say that. Take a whiff of the bag.
You're going to love these, Justy Bug.
And Cracker Jack, who's hanging out in the background, there's plenty left for you to try these too if you want to try them. The chips are really red.
I'm trying one.
Get you one.
There you go.
These weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be.
They're not as bad as what I was thinking either.
And it tastes like ketchup. I mean, I think if you're a ketchup lover, you probably love this. I think ketchup's okay. So I give it a 2.5 out of 5.
This is my problem with these. I agree with everything you said. I mean, they taste like ketchup. But to me, ketchup is primarily just sweet tasting, which it's even called tangy ketchup. So I guess sweet, tangy,
Yeah.
But to me, there's like a harsh taste on the back end, like a harshness. Like I eat a couple of these, and I'll be like, I can't eat no more of those.
I like these.
Really?
I'm going to tell you
like
why.
them?
I'm going to tell you why. Let me tell you why. I love salt and vinegar chips.
That tanginess.
The tanginess is what I love.
It's vinegar.
So it's vinegary, and it's got on the back end. It's got a heavy vinegar flavor to it. So I'm giving these a 4 out of 5.
You like them more than the barbecue?
Yeah, I'll be
Wow.
honest with you. I'm liking more than the barbecue,
That's
but I'm
shocking.
a salt and vinegar chip eating mofo.
Man, the people making bets at Vegas are stunned right now.
We thought that rat bastard would like it.
I really did not think. And what's crazy is what you like about it is what I don't like about it. And I'm gonna give these a 2 out of 5 because that vinegary, it's too harsh for me. It's like it makes it to where after it's, maybe possibly a handful, like I couldn't eat no more. Like the back of my throat would be kind of not sore, but when you just I wouldn't enjoy it. I don't know even how to say it, but a few of these go a long way is what I'm saying.
They're not horrible, but yeah, I'm not a fan.
What'd you give them?
2.5.
2, 2.5, and 4. Wow. Not everybody. I don't know. But Chris, am I showing that right? Can they see it?
I'm not watching the monitor, so go ahead.
Right now I got hot mustard. When I smell the bag, all I smell almost smells like a bag of Fritos. I don't get any strong odor one way or the other.
Yeah, it does smell like Fritos.
It doesn't smell like mustard. I don't know why. Problems with my laptop is just pouring chips on this keyboard.
Chips all over my keyboard. Probably the most unsanitary thing of all time.
I smell mustard.
Whoa.
I hate these 1 out of 5.
Is that your final thought?
I hate mustard. These are disgusting.
I know someone that would love these probably.
Okay.
Man,
I just want to say this. I am a big fan of mustard. Like, you giving me a hot dog, I don't care if it's just a plain hot dog or a chili dog, I want some mustard on it. I'm a big fan of just yellow mustard. However, you agree with me on this. I'm going to throw this out to both of you. These don't even, to me, taste like mustard. These taste like horseradish.
dude.
These taste like a horseradish to me.
To me, it had sort of a weird chemically aftertaste too.
Well, have you ever had horseradish?
That's what you're tasting. No.
I'm so happy you said that because that was on my mind. I was like, this tastes familiar, but it's not mustard.
I didn't smell mustard. I didn't taste mustard. I really feel like this. I mean, I guess if you had a spicy mustard, it would taste like that. But I think they could change the name of these to horseradish Doritos. I don't think anyone would bat an eye. because that's exactly what it tasted like to me. And
I like horseradish. Just a
I
little bit
do.
goes a long way, though.
Yeah.
Like those?
I'm going to give those a 3 out of 5.
Golly.
I'm also going to give it a 3 out of 5.
God, you like that more than the ketchup?
I thought those were much better than the ketchup. Cracker Jack, tell me what you think. We're getting a fourth opinion. Wait a second. Cracker Jack, have you tasted horseradish?
He makes horseradish.
You don't know? Okay, well, I was just wanting another opinion. But yeah, to me, those taste like a horseradish. But I'm with Chris. I actually kind of like horseradish. It is stout.
It's strong.
Really stout. I was going to be like honey mustard there for a second.
No.
Then it became really stout.
It is not like honey mustard, no. Now, I will say, as far as the hot mustard chips go, a.k.a. horseradish, just a handful would do you. This ain't a chip you're going to sit down and devour a bag. You ain't have to worry about that.
You probably could.
I couldn't, personally. But, yeah, I did like those better than the ketchup. I don't like that hard. It's like I kind of expect a mustard chip, I guess, to have a little harshness maybe on the back end.
Yeah.
Even though to me it tastes like horseradish, and that's definitely got a harshness. But I liked it better. Which one?
About 3.5. I'll give it about a 3.
About the mustard one?
Probably 2.5.
So the barbecue chip was your favorite.
Yeah. Ketchup's good, though.
We brought Cracker Jack in for another opinion, a fourth opinion, and he's saying I think we all agree barbecue's the best. Except for Chris, he likes ketchup.
Ketchup's the best.
But I think these are all around for the summer at least. I like how you're just staring at that. Like you knocked over my favorite Power Ranger.
Yeah. Wanted to have dinner with them. Of course, knocking them over and leaving them.
Yeah, I want ketchup chips.
Rest in peace, Jason David Frank.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed that, and I wanted to do a taste test. I'm glad y'all indulged me.
Next summer, they'll have mayonnaise Doritos.
I would be really curious what flavor profile that would
In a
invoke.
white bag.
Could you imagine tuna fish Doritos?
Oh, my God.
But if people are watching this who can have access to these hot mustard Doritos, I'd really love to know other people's opinions. Because to me, these taste like straight up horseradish chips. So, yeah, if y'all get on the Facebook, the Heavyset Podcast Facebook group, let me know what y'all think, because I'd be curious to know. Chris, can you hold off for we're almost done? Yeah, combine them? Because you put ketchup and mustard on your dog.
Let me go get you a cold hot dog to chomp on, too.
Cold hot dog.
Pull it out of the fridge.
Who are you, Nana?
Yeah.
We're all holding our breath here to see what Chris thinks. He's eating the ketchup and the mustard Dorito.
Kinda good. We don't want to try them together?
No. You can have the what's left in those bags. Justin, you can have the rest of the barbecue ones.
Take them all, Chris.
I'll pour them all on my laptop.
Your laptop is not a bowl.
All right, boys. I'll stop eating.
I just imagine you using it as a plate, like laying it flat. Got a pizza laying on top of it.
Well, what we got? What we got next on the docket, boys?
Well, there's only one thing I got left on the docket. And it's one thing that I knew I had to bring back whenever I come to be on the podcast. You know what time it is, J-Bug.
What's that?
Time for Hypothetical Hootenanny.
Yeah.
Whoopsh. Down, boy. Yeah, that's right, everybody. Hypothetical Hootenanny makes its grand return because I can't do a podcast without doing a hypothetical. I love them. Who's guy wants to go first?
Take it away, Chris.
Yeah. Stop stuffing your face,
Well,
Mr.
boys,
Boy.
well, I got a doozy for you. My hypothetical is, let's say you had 3 bags of Doritos chips. No, I don't have one.
Epic build up, slight deflation on the end there. Justin, do you have one?
Yeah, I got one.
All right.
Okay. This is kind of a simple one.
Okay, that's fine.
You guys go to the store and you decide, hey, you're going to buy some scratch offs. You're in line first, and you're like, Ryan, Go ahead, go in front of me. So Ryan buys one first, and then you go get one right after him. Same type of ticket. Ryan scratches it off. He wins $50,000.
Whoa.
You
Heck
scratch off, you get $50. Now Ryan really took your place in line.
Wait, but he let me in front of him, right?
You let him out of the kindness of your heart. You're like, hey, you're my older brother, go first.
Well,
How do you guys handle this situation?
Oh, right off I'll throw out my answer right now. People might listen and disagree, but I'm telling you, I can see you. There's not like a wall between us.
Did you just say you would kill him?
No, I didn't say that.
I am not a greedy person. Really not. I would immediately say, hey, let's just split this. And that's what I would do. That's what I would throw out first.
How would you handle it, Chris?
I would say, Ryan, what if I won the money and he was behind me?
You got the $50, Chris. I had the $50,000.
I'd probably pull out a gun, point it to his temple, and be like, "Listen, mother effer,
Right there in the store.
I'm tired of playing games with you. I'm sick of you always getting over in life."
I come to you and I'm like, I'll split the money with you. And you're like,
you
I'll
know
shoot
what
you.
I would really do. I'd get a baseball bat, crack him over the skull. No, I would let him keep it. I ain't gonna take money from him. Just let him. Hell, I don't. Well, I guess we all could use the money. But.
I'm telling you right now, if I was willing to split that, give him $25,000.
Oh, I mean, I would definitely take it.
He wouldn't be like, no, you hold on to that.
No, you know I would.
I'll keep my $50.
I would tell you to keep it for yourself.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would let you make sure you.
I wouldn't take 25. I wouldn't take half. Just give me a third of it.
You're taking half.
Okay, I guess I'll take half.
We're crying out loud.
He'd take a third and below it. They'd be like, how about that other part?
About the other $10,000 coming for me or whatever.
No, but I mean, it wouldn't be because, it'd be nice to have. It'd be nice to win that money, but I wouldn't want to take that from you. I'd be like, well, it just wasn't my day, I guess.
I feel like, Chris, you let me cut in front of you in line. Come on, just take it. I feel like if we were really in this situation, it wouldn't be this hard to convince you.
Well, if roles were reversed and you won the money and he let you cut in front.
I'm like, Ryan, I'm going to go take a dump. I'll be right back. And you hear my car crank up, and I just take off.
I wonder where Chris is.
See you later, sucker.
That's a long dump.
So I don't think anything's wrong. Because every dump this guy takes is 30 minutes. It finally happened to me. I'm the one who got left. I went to the bathroom. Oh, okay. I got left at the store. All right. Well, I ain't got a hypothetical either.
You know?
No, I'm flying. I got
You're
one.
the king of hypotheticals.
Yeah, of course I had to have one. Okay, and this hypothetical is for Chris. I'm talking to you. You're walking through the park one day, and as you stroll through that park, you just continue to walk until you get to Justy Bug's house. Now, you look through Justy Bug's window, as you often do, because you hear what sounds like...
I'm a pooping Tom.
I'm a pooping Tom. You hear...
Eating his tangy ketchup Doritos.
And right into the mic. You hear what sounds like an old-fashioned typewriter going. Ching. Ching. You look through Justy Bug's window, and you see him writing a book. You're like, that's strange. I didn't know Justy Bug had a hobby.
It's my tone.
Well, you start looking around the room and seeing different book covers. Like, kind of like different book covers, but they're like, blown up. It's like almost like awards, like, 5 million copies sold. Congratulations. They're in frames. You're seeing all these different things and all this stuff, and you slowly begin to realize and understand through this encounter, plus just a little extra snooping you do, that Justin is secretly a writer of trashy romance books. Like the kind of trashy romance you'd see in only paperback, like for
Had
$5.
Had Fabio on the cover.
Yeah.
So these are like dirty, like greasy books.
No, not like pornography, like trashy romance, like like what a mom might read on a hot summer day when her kids are running through the sprinkler. Don't tell me you don't know what a trashy romance book is.
How many trashy romance novels do you think I've been reading in my day?
Touche.
How much pornography do you think I've read in my day?
Touche. But anyway, you figure out that Justin's writing these trashy romance novels, and he's super successful with it. But because he's a man, he keeps his identity a secret, and he writes the books under a fake name. The fake name is Justine Hallenbug.
Justine Hallenbug.
Justine Hallenbug. And he's also pretending to be a woman. Not in real life, of course, just a secret identity to write these romance books. Because
alias.
no middle-aged woman wants to buy a trashy romance novel written by a middle-aged man. So no, he's pretending to be a woman named Justine Hallenbug. He's writing all these books.
Middle-aged.
Yes, middle-aged.
Are you middle-aged?
I guess I am.
Yeah, basically.
Well, hell, what am I?
You're young. A lot younger than you look.
I'm young. Oh, God.
Anyway.
You're in your prime, Chris.
I want to just tell you about somebody. I want to just read. These are some of the book titles that Justin has wrote that his adoring fans love. The Buttress of Whimsy. The Gardener Spreads His Seed. Jim Abner Dates a Blind Woman. The Erotic Chef Bakes Big Cakes. Secret Sauce. Dr. Jazzbo Takes His Medicine. And of course, your most famous piece of work, the Girth Trilogy.
The Girth Trilogy?
These are all trashy romance novels you've written for your adoring fans. They love you.
I think women would read these titles and immediately know a man wrote them.
They don't.
The Girth. What are you reading, sweetie? The Girth Trilogy.
Small but mighty.
Small but
I'm reading, what's the name of your book? Jim Abner Dates a Blind Woman. The Gardener Spreads His Seed. Anyway, these are all books you wrote as Justine Hallenbug. Now, here's the thing, Chris. With all the snooping you're doing online, amongst this guy's adoring fans, you find out that his fans have come together and put up a $1 million reward for the real identity of Justine Hallenbug. Because there's not a picture of this woman anywhere. Nobody really knows who Justine Hallenbug really is, except for the name on the cover of the book. Nobody except for you. You know it's really our brother Justy Bug. So this is what you can do. You can out Justin as the author of these books and take the $1 million reward. But
$1 million reward.
If you do this, Justin's writing career is over. And because of the nature of what he did, pretending to be something he's not, he's hated for the rest of his life.
Don't ruin me, Chris.
But you can keep it a secret, and Justin will just continue to write his books and profit off of them secretly. Because he doesn't know you know.
Can I get in on the Girth Trilogy?
No.
What about Secret Sauce?
No. This is, well, you can read the books.
I mean, I want to be a part of it.
You want to be a part of Secret Sauce?
Yeah.
No, you can't. Those are your only options. You can either be $1 million richer and ruin Justin, or take nothing for yourself. Continue to live in poverty and let Justin continue to secretly thrive, even though he has hidden this from all of us this entire time. Those are your options.
What would I do? What would I really do?
What am I going to say on here? But what would I really do?
I mean, first off, there's going to be a huge discussion of like, what in the hell have you been doing? Like, you're posing as this woman writer.
I mean, I would immediately start reading all your books if I found
I'd be
out.
curious.
Especially with those titles. I'd be like the Butchers of Whimsy.
The Girth Trilogy.
Jim Abner.
His most famous product.
Jim Abner Dates a Blind Woman.
Small but packs a punch.
So the Girth Trilogy made you famous. Then all the other books came afterwards.
Just wait till the movies come out.
The erotic chef bakes big cakes.
I wouldn't take the money.
Really?
I really wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want to put him out, but I would try to see like, hey, can we maybe work on something together? You know,
Try to collaborate.
yeah. Can I get in? Like, at least let me in secret
So
sauce.
basically, it'd be an ultimatum. Like, I'm not going to rat you out, but you got to cut me in on some
Kind
of
of.
the profit.
I would set you up. Yeah, I would set you up an ultimatum.
You would really blackmail Justin?
me?
Or would you rather me end your career?
Blackmail your favorite brother.
I'm not a perfect person.
No, he ain't blackmailing me.
Chris, you just want to be on the cover of the fourth part of the Girth.
Of Girth Nation.
Yeah, it's like Chris with a torn shirt.
It's just me with my mouth.
What are you doing? trying to use magic powers to move a brick wall?
Well, you got like a smoked salami coming down into your mouth.
Oh, I hope not.
A bunch of dudes standing around you.
Yeah, I wouldn't end your career because I would not want to do that for you. Money wouldn't be worth that to ruin your life, but I would try to
Ruin your life. I would try to get
I would
something out of
try
it.
to get a cut. I would try to get in somehow.
He'd be your
That's just me
narrator.
being honest with you.
He'd narrate all your books.
Do all the books on tape.
Yeah. No, he'd be your illustrator. All the photos.
Welcome back to Girth Nation, a story where small things pack a big punch.
You know, that is true. He could just run your like fan base. They actually have like some sort of web presence, and just let Chris manage and run that for you.
Fan club.
You found
Cut him in for 5% of the take. 5% of what you make off the books.
We'll work something out.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
This
5%.
week on Secret Sauce.
I like
What does
how
it
that's
taste
what he.
like? Who knows?
Secret Sauce is what he holds on to.
I
of
like
all
that
those
name.
titles.
Something about Secret Sauce.
Not Jim Abner dates a blind woman,
That's
or the
pretty
erotic
good, too.
chef, or the Girth trilogy. Secret Sauce. Anyway, okay.
All
so
right.
You try to work something out with him, but Justin's career would continue to flourish. All right, well, that's guys. That's
Got your
basic.
back.
That's all I've got. That's all I brought to the table. As you almost dump a whole bag of chips.
Okay, so what else we got on the docket as I'm bringing this mofo back up to reality?
That's all I've got, guys.
That's all I got. What you got, Chris?